today, but I know there have been some media inquiries about this incident, so I'll cover that today. A little after 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon, officers received a call from a person that was reporting that her friend had been assaulted by a family member named Nicholas, N-I-C-H-O-L-A-S, Adam, A-D-A-M, Sletten, S-L-E-T-T-E-N, 46 years old. Officers responded to the friend's house where they spoke with the victim on scene. She reported that Sletten had been staying with her at her residence for several weeks in the southeast part of town. Earlier that morning, the victim was in the closet at that Sletten was pointing a black handgun at her. Sletten told the victim that he was going to tie her up so he could take her car and leave the residence. She reported that Sletten took off her Apple Watch and then used a rope and some shoelaces to tie her up. A short time later, he left the victim in the residence, went down to the garage, and came back up to the bedroom where she pleaded with him to please cut the ropes off and let her go. And he actually did grab a knife and cut the ropes off of her. The victim did talk to Sletten after this and agreed to drop him off at a location in rural Lincoln County. The victim reported that she drove Sletten to this location where he walked off into a cornfield and disappeared. She also reported that at the time she was driving him, and then when he left the car, that he was still armed with the handgun that he had had earlier when she pointed it at him. She returned to Sioux Falls and went back to her friend's house where the police were called, and we responded to take the report. As information developed yesterday with officers trying to locate where Sletten was at, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office became involved and also was attempting to look for Sletten as he was dropped off in rural Lincoln County at that time. Eventually, there was information received that he was inside a residence in rural Lincoln County. Lincoln County was checking for him. More weapons in the residence that he was at. This residence was actually somebody that he knew as well. It wasn't an unknown person that he was at this residence with. Due to the information that he was still armed and the potential of having more weapons inside the residence, the Sioux Falls Police Department's emergency response team did respond to assist with the investigation. After about an hour, Sletten exited the residence and was arrested without incident. He was taken to jail for the charges of aggravated kidnapping with a $500,000 cash-only bond, along with aggravated assault and burglary charges. I just stress this was a great collaborative effort between multiple agencies, with Lincoln County Sheriff's Office getting involved to find out where the suspect was at. South Dakota Highway Patrol also assisted in this, and then our emergency response team also responding to get him arrested without incident. Any questions on that today, Dan?
So when the alleged victim brought Sletten down to rural Lincoln County, he was armed. Was he pointing the gun at her at the time?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
He was only just armed.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
He had it, I believe.
Troubles are a considerable component of this story. Is that fair to say?
I won't comment on his mental status or anything like that at all. Just the criminal part of it.
Can we go way back to the beginning? What was his reasoning for coming into the victim's home and pointing the gun at her in the first place?
He'd been staying there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was staying there for several weeks with the victim.
So it was kind of a domestic dispute to begin with?
It wasn't classified as a domestic. They are of relation, but I won't go any further as to what their actually relationship is, though. They are family members, though.
Okay.
Anything else we can know about the victim?
No reported injuries, as far as I see right now, so.
And so for a timeline, this happened on Tuesday. The initial phone call was on Tuesday. And then the time that overlapped from when he untied her on Tuesday, cut off the ropes on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday she drove him to Lincoln County?
So we received the initial call from the victim's friend a little after 1 o'clock on Tuesday the 28th.
And then it was Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, the investigation began that afternoon, carried into Wednesday with the detectives following up on potential leads as to where he could be at.
So he was taken into custody yesterday afternoon?
Yesterday afternoon, yeah.
Okay. And the victim was bound only for a relatively short amount of time?
Yes, yep.
Do we know what happened in that 24 hours if the victim was in danger or the victim's friend was in danger? Did he stay one more night at that house after untying her?
So to clarify here, so the house that he tied the victim up, she drove him to the place in Lincoln County where he went out into a cornfield. Drove him to the place in Lincoln County where he went out into a cornfield.
So how long
So-
would you say the victim was held against her will?
Oh, okay. See if I can find out the report here. It was a short time because he had tied her up, went down to the garage. He didn't leave the residence. She pleaded with him to be cut free, which he did comply with. Then she,
Hour.
this is after she had got back to her friend's house. This is after she had got back to her friend's house. So it doesn't have the specific times as to when the incident took place. It looks
So
like-
she would have driven him to Lincoln County Tuesday afternoon.
Yes.
And then it wasn't until yesterday afternoon that sheriff's office was kind of brought in to find him in his house.
Yeah, we're following up on leads of where he could be after she reported it Tuesday afternoon.
Hiding him,
I don't know.
if there's any relation.
The people that lived in that residence did know him, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It appeared that a mental health unit was on scene yesterday.
I'm not aware of that, I guess there was. Okay.
Just how common or how rare is such a scenario that we saw unfold Tuesday and yesterday?
It's not common. And we don't get many reports of people being tied up or then coming back and cutting people free. You know, it's definitely a unique incident for sure.
It sounds like maybe the victim was cooperating in an effort to get away from suspect. Would you, from a police standpoint, say that, you know, she did the right thing and, you know,
Yeah. She cooperated with what he did and assisted him with getting to a place that he wanted to go to. So yeah, she ended up being unharmed and she did the right thing. She cooperated, yes.
Was the friend ever in the physical space or only reached via phone?
The friend was at a totally different residence. Yep, we responded to a different residence to take the report from where this actually took place at.
Was there any dispute when he was arrested?
There was some, like I said, when we got there, it looked like it was a little over an hour before he came out, so there was some initial, dialogue to try to get him to exit the residence safely, but there wasn't any type of dispute or anything like that. It was, he complied and eventually exited, so.
Which agency took him into custody?
So when we were there, I believe Lincoln County may have actually took him into custody. I have to double check on that though, but that was their jurisdiction, but eventually the charges were related to our case though,
So
so.
he is currently in Minnehaha County?
Yes, yep.
you probably already said that. Was the victim injured?
There's no reports of injuries, no hospitalization, no.
Same for him too, was there any self-inflicted
Nothing reported here.
injuries?
Anything else on that?
Any past disputes? I'm seeing
Gonna dig into all his case at this point, so. One stolen vehicle from the past 24 hours.